Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
To start off, can you talk to us about South Africa's first green ammonia project, which kicks off next week?
Yeah, next Tuesday, we will have the formal launch of our first green hydrogen, green ammonia project, because you've got to produce that green hydrogen first, and then you mix it with the nitrogen from the air to create green ammonia. And why green ammonia? Because it's so transportable. And this is a fuel of the future. And we can see that already maritime-wise, this is earmarked to power the ships. And here we will be doing it in Nelson Mandela Bay. You know, the people of Africa are finally looking to the sun and the wind and the water. And they're getting this wonderful energy which doesn't have a finite horizon. You know, the sun doesn't stop shining, the wind doesn't stop blowing, the sea is there to get this water from and desalinate. And when you desalinate, look at this fantastic arrangement they've got. They've linked up with Cerebos, you know, the biggest salt manufacturer in the world. And Cerebos wants that salt that comes out of that, but Cerebos also wants the green energy, which they are going to put into this. They're going to have sun energy from their solar, then they will have wind energy as well. And Gqeberha, which was Port Elizabeth, just known as the Windy City. You know, that's great wind area. So you've got these things that are right there for you. And everybody is in a win-win-win situation. The funding, according to Tulani Gabash, who is the chairman of Hive Hydrogen, which is going to do all this, banks are coming to him because this is the new era. And we've got Hive Energy of the UK, Linde of Germany, with Afrox of South Africa, and then Built Africa under Tulani Gabash, who's well experienced. He's got his own solar power operations on the go. So he's been well versed in this. Hive is also deeply versed in this, including into the green hydrogen situation. So the team there is really ready to go. And supporting them so well is the Coega Development Corporation. So they've got a deep water port right there to export. And as they're saying, the very ships which transport this green ammonia into the world, into the Far East and wherever it's got to go, they'll probably be driven at that stage by green ammonia.
So it seems like companies that invest or transition to clean energy will attract more foreign direct investment.
There have been so many global webinars, especially in December, intensified in December. And you had people speaking on these, very knowledgeable people who have studied. You know, we had Mark Carney, he's the UN Special Envoy on Climate Change and Finance. You had Wood Mackenzie and their people. And all of them saying that if you want foreign direct investment now, just show a very good climate change combating face. Go green, decarbonize, and the money will flow in. And often you don't even have to do anything about it as a government. You just enable it. You just allow it to happen. And there these people come in, they spend all the money, they employ all your people, they do everything they have to here, but you need a good framework. As Mark Carney said, the UN Special Envoy on climate change and going green and the funding for that, he said, the money's there. What we need is specified projects, clearly identified projects. And how much money is he talking about? This is no small amount. This is $130 trillion. I'm not talking billion. I'm talking $1 trillion. So in the next 28 years, he's saying you can easily spend 4.5 trillion to 5 trillion a year. You've got enough funding. The world has got enough funding for this. What it wants, and all these banks, they've committed themselves to it, all the funding institutions, they're all committed, but they want to know, what are you going to do? And so I think even a project like that in Nelson Mandela Bay, that could attract that sort of investment. You know, we've got Hive Energy from the UK, we've got Built Africa here, we've got Linde. With that sort of activity, they could leverage funding, I think, very, very well. for what is a very credible project in Nelson Mandela Bay. And here they're saying to us, don't wait, just get going. Give us the plans. Let us look at these things and ask you. And then, you can still leverage a lot of money on top of that. So it's a very big opportunity to grow our economy here, to provide the jobs that are needed, to lower the inequality gap between the rich and the poor, and to help eradicate poverty.
And South Africa did do well at COP26 in November to secure funds for a just energy transition. Have those funds started to effectively be deployed yet?
We must effectively deploy them at the speed of light here, because there's such an opportunity. As also we're hearing from these webinars, these global webinars that are, the top people are on these, as I was saying, like Mark Carney, and they're saying, again, at the just transition level, give us the plan, give us the project. We're ready to go on this. We're ready to spend this $8.5 billion. We're ready to allow you to change and repurpose your coal-fired power stations or your fossil fuel activities into green activities, and you can use these funds. And of course, as I'm saying, you can leverage even more funds off that. And when they're big funds, small funds happen, because if we're going to repurpose a power station out in Mpumalanga, and they start putting in new infrastructure and transmission infrastructure and wheeling infrastructure and sun and wind, as we see that the auction's going to happen out there through Eskom anyway, there are so many other spin-off businesses. So what they are saying at big level is that you can have a situation where you might have an economy based in Mpumalanga on coal. But as you repurpose the power station and you no longer need that economy, you get into an economy that could be much bigger. And not only that, the chances of a ghost town developing are really virtually eliminated, because what you're doing, you have coal now which has a finite horizon. That coal runs out and then the power station closing, as we see is happening. It's going to happen this year as we speak in one place. When you replace it with wind, energy, water, hydrogen, all these other things, it's got an infinite horizon. And isn't this fantastic? I am an African. I live in Africa. I like our opportunity at the moment, because there are a lot of places in the Northern Hemisphere that are active here. They don't have the sun, they don't have the wind, they don't have the water, they don't have the geothermal. So I'm very happy to be and proud to be an African here, that we're going to go into this new era of doing things that have an infinite horizon, as we can see at the moment. So it's not like, say, our gold mining activities in the Free State, when they ended, the place looked terrible and nobody did anything about it. Here, you've probably got never going to have a situation where you have to repurpose this again. It's going to go on virtually forever. And if it doesn't, there'll probably be something much better. But I can't see that happening, because, the sun will always be there, the wind will always be there, the water hopefully will always be there, and the sea water will always be there. So we are in a once-in-a-generational lifetime opportunity to grab this and to grow the South African economy, to create jobs, which we need desperately, to narrow the inequality gap between the rich and the poor, creating jobs, good jobs, sustainable jobs, maybe jobs with an infinite horizon. We can do it now.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure session here.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.